Welcome everyone. In this video, I'm planning to work on the shutters for the outside. Hopefully maybe this door sign, maybe some other signage on the porch, and the doorknob. There isn't a doorknob and I've been putting it off because I don't know if I actually have enough room to put a doorknob, but it's going to need one. And then I have also been putting off the back door for the porch area. So I'm going to make kind of like a fake door that will be glued in position, partially open, so you can see just a peek of what's maybe in that back room. Sorry about that. It'll be a door that looks like someone's just left it open, and it'll give you a little peek as to what's in the back room. We'll start first with this back porch area. I think that's the best place to start. I've been putting it off so long. Thank goodness I did not glue my porch roofs on yet, because I had a feeling that my hands would have a hard time working and gluing things. But I want to make a door that's going to be for back here, but I don't want it to be closed. It won't be a working door, and it will just be kind of left open like that, and it's not going to have hinges. I'm just going to glue it in place. Anyway, I'm going to cut some width off, and then I'm going to start decorating the outside of it. I think I could probably get away with taking 1/4 of an inch off. If not, I'll just cut it again. Okay, so I'm going to try this width now and see how this works. Okay, let's see how this fits. I don't want to make it too skinny, because then it'll look obvious that it's too skinny for the doorway. Okay, now this one, you can see that's about that 1/4 inch. That's what I was going to take off originally. But I don't think it looks obvious that it's skinnier, but I think that's it. All right, now I can start working on the front and the back side of the door. Well, my door is going to be out of the foam board, and I'm going to use cardstock to cover the outside, and I'm hoping to do some kind of, I guess, slats of wood. Let me go grab some cardstock. This is a really super heavy cardstock. I don't even think it's considered cardstock, but I bought it on Amazon, and I think it's for that people usually buy this to use if they're shipping photos, or if you're shipping some shirts and you want to keep them looking folded and nice in the package. But it's real sturdy. It is almost as thick as cereal box, but just a little thinner, but not much. So I don't use this one as often because it's pretty hard to cut into some intricate details, unless you're just doing straight cuts, and then it works pretty good. So I'm going to use this one today because I'm wanting to scratch a lot of wood grain into it. And I think I'm going to start off by doing that first, and then I'll just cut out the slats from this piece. I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm going to try to make this door the color of the trim on the general store, that teal color. I think that will look really nice and be a nice contrast instead of making it the white or that decking color. I think that's enough to work with. I'm not really going to cut these perfectly straight and everything. I want it to look kind of rustic. I'm just going to cover the whole surface in glue, spread it out, and then lay my boards on. It's probably too much glue. Probably I should leave a little gap in between. That's too big of a gap. Wait a second. I probably should cut this first. What about thinner? I think I'll cut out those strips that go right here. I think I'll cut them 1/4 of an inch. Let's see what it looks like. I think I'm going to use 2 layers of this together here and not make it look so flat. Maybe even 3 layers. All right, I'm going to set these 1/4 inch pieces over to the side, and that way I can go ahead and get my trim on the doors on the edge here. Okay, I think 3 layers is good. Don't you? So save that for the pattern. Need a pattern. I glued all my patterns together. Okay, that's the pattern. Now I'm getting excited to paint it. There's extra here, but my top didn't. I must have made my door a little bit off. It's okay. It's just a fake door. I could probably sand that when it's dry. I think I'll just wait and do that. Okay, that's my template. I'm putting it way away from myself because I know that I will end up gluing it down and using it, and then I won't have a template. I need to make a doorknob for this door too. I might just keep this one simple and make like a wooden handle. Because this back door on this back porch is a little bit more, it's more rustic than the front of this door. I'm glad I checked my angle. Almost put that on backwards. I need to do something about these, and I'm thinking I'll just sand, because these are flush, but these down at the bottom are hanging over. There it is, except for the handle, and sanding those 2 pieces. I like that anyways, because it gives it kind of a worn look and not such sharp edges. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I do need to make my knobs, and I think I'm just going to put a strip of wood, cardboard, cardstock. Yeah, here's how I think I'm going to try it. I'm just going to put maybe 3 layers, 3 or 4 layers of the cardboard right there to form the handle. Let me use my tweezers, get my big hands out of the way. Yeah, so something like that. I think that might work out pretty good. You know, that might be what I can use on the front, because I don't have much room for a handle up front. What do you think? 3 layers is enough? Or should I go 4? I think I'm going to go 4. I think that works. I think 4 layers is going to be good. I'm going to try it on and see how I like it. Yes, I think I like that. I think that's going to work. Now I'm going to cover it with some Mod Podge to seal it. I wanted to scratch some wood grain into the trim pieces. I guess I can do it once it's dry. I'm gonna try it. It won't hurt. I like to use the box cutter, or whatever you call that bigger one, this one, because I guess since I'm getting older, I can press with it better and it doesn't hurt my shoulder as much. But sometimes it cuts too well, and I don't want to get crazy. So I'm just, yeah. Oh yeah. I think this will be fine. I have more control with this X-Acto too. I think that's why I wanted to use it over that other one too. Oh yeah, I think it's just fine. Trying to make some knot holes. I always do, but I don't think they end up looking like knot holes. Yeah, see, like that one right there. It's kind of like a knot hole. Close enough. I better put some of these in this handle too. The wooden handle. Oh, I should probably put some on the, well, that's good. That'll make it kind of rustic. I should probably put some on these ends too. Now I need to give it a base coat of the black before we start anything else with it. Now I'm just making my wash. I'm using some black. I think I took black and brown and made a wash with it, and some water. It's more like I'm scrubbing this color in because of those lines that I carved into it. Trying to make sure all of the white is colored. I don't think it's going to show on the bottom here, but I'm going to paint it anyway. I didn't put any cardstock here, remember, but I'm going to go ahead and paint it there anyway. There's my base coat. And I'm not trying to paint this door perfectly. Gotta tell myself that. Just keep it thin. I want it to look weathered. I really like the color of this wood, the dark wood underneath. I should try to make something where I just leave that exposed. Just paint it that color. Okay, I think that this is it. I think I'm going to try to do the shutters now. So I'm going to get a measurement of these windows. And I guess I'll make the shutter as big as the window, but they're not going to close them. I'm going to have them glued on. And I can't wait to work on the sign. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I can't wait. The way I want to make these shutters is very close to how I did the back door. I'm just going to cheat on this one. I'm just going to use this one as a guide. I'm just going to cut some cardstock strips that will look like the planks, just like the back door again. They'll look just like planks of wood to create this shutter. I mean, I could put the wood grain in afterwards, but it just makes it easier just to do it before I cut the planks out. I'm just going to pause for now and put all this wood grain in really quick. I'm purposely trying to get some of them a little bit crooked too. Let me try to get some more skinnies, little skinny ones. I don't know how I'm going to glue these on, these shutters, when I finish them. Say this is the window. I don't want to just glue them flat to the building like this. I want to have it tilted a little bit like that. Like they had it closed and they decided to open it. And probably put this here, but have something back here laying there that will hold it up in that position while it dries. I guess like with the door, I'm just going to lay them on there. Leave a little bit of a gap. I purposely cut a wide end of my strip and a narrower end, and that way I figured I could maybe alternate them or leave a bigger gap on some, like this one. Anything that's hanging over on the edge, I could just trim it off. Now, let's make sure I put them in the right direction. Okay. Oh yes. So this is fun because it all happened on this same plank. Maybe it looks like it's just kind of split. So I have all of my wood grain, it's all already carved in on the other side. And then I just drew out my lines that I'm going to cut for my planks. More. There, I think those look fairly even. To sand. These two are finished. I just need to sand now. Now I'm ready to put the Mod Podge on. I know that I said it before, but I love this color of wood and that I need to do something with this. I'm trying to paint them as sloppy as I can, not being perfect. These need to dry, and once they're dry, I think I'm gonna do some chalk pastel to it. I probably should put a lot of dirt around this doorknob. For my little latch, it's not really a latch, it's the hook maybe that latches around something on the inside of that window. Get into I'm just kind of giving the illusion that there's something here. What I did is I'm wrapping it around a smaller skewer. That one, a little bit of a bend here, hands in the way, but here's, I just drilled a hole. I'm just pressing it on there. I'm just doling down that green wire. I took everything out of my store and it's standing on end. Layers. Okay, I think this might work. I took a couple layers of the foam board and I laid them to the side to hold up the shutter in the position that I wanted. I also put a little bit of tape to hold it, but I ran a pretty thick bead of glue on the side that one edge of the shutter is sitting in. I think it should work. I think I cut it 3/8 for the first strip, and this one I cut an 1/8. Oh, don't lose it. Don't lose the knob. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm not even on camera. Hang on. Okay. I wish I had a way to like put a keyhole in there, but that's like, maybe I'll just make a square big hole. That'd be a pretty big key. Maybe it'll just give the illusion. Something like that. Even though I just cut that hole, I can just cut it from the back side. And I know you can't see this. I'll try to zoom in on it when I edit. I think I kind of did it. I don't know if you can see that little hole in there. And I think that's it. I just need to paint it now. Okay, I just used my two-way stick tape and stuck it to my paint tray. And now I'm just going to base coat it with black. Make sure I don't have a bunch of paint in that little hole so that you can see the little keyhole I made. So I have some Pearl X pigment powders, and this one's kind of a coppery color. And usually when I'm looking, if I'm not using paint and I want to do something metallic-y, but antique-y metallic-y, I will use this one. So I'm just going to get a little bit. I have some Mod Podge in my pan. I don't even know if they still sell this stuff anymore, but I got it a long time ago when I was scrapbooking, and I just didn't use very much of it. You can see. Never mind my dirty paint tray. So I'm just going to dab it. Here's my little doorknob with the doorknob plate, and here is my little keyhole. Okay, here's how the shutters look now that they are dry. I still don't have the roof glued on, or the porch roof glued on. And here's the doorknob glued in place. Love that you can see the little keyhole too. And there's the shutters again. Okay, now I'm going to make the frame for the sign. And this sign is going to go on the back porch. Okay, I have my lines traced out, and I'm just going to cut out these strips, and these strips are going to form the frame of my sign. And I know that some of you probably wonder, why do I trace out my lines to cut with scissors instead of just using box cutters or X-Acto or my cutting machine? Well, the reason why with the cutting machine is I'm just kind of lazy sometimes. And the reason why I don't use the other cutters, the box cutters or X-Acto, is because I have a bad neck and shoulders. And if I use them too much, it causes me a lot of pain. So this is my roundabout way of still being able to create it by hand. Okay, so I'm gonna glue these together now. I'm gonna try 3 layers at first and see if that works. Okay, I've got 3 layers glued together, and now I'm going to glue the long sides on first. I'm not really worried about these little gaps right here, because again, this is it's an old West store, and probably someone just used some wood and threw it together, the frame, really quick for this sign. That's first what I'm going to do is draw a line that I want my lettering to follow. I know I could just print this out, but I really want to have a hand drawn sign. Here's how it's going so far. Okay, I think that this is how I'm going to make it. And then I'll cut it out and put it into my frame. I'm not gluing it on right now, but this is where this sign's going to go on the back porch. Here's the door for the back porch installed. I made some fake enamel signs in my Silhouette studio, printed them out and mounted them on cardstock and cut them out and aged them a little bit. And then I made several for over here on the side of the building. In a lot of pictures that I've seen, they have a lot of these signs on the outside of their buildings. And here's the sign for the general store. I did it like I did this sign on the back porch. And then my lettering, to make sure I got it the way I wanted it, I first drew it out. Well, I traced the sign and I drew it out on the piece of copy paper and had the lettering and everything just the way I wanted it. Then I cut that out and used copy paper between that and the sign, and I traced the letters onto, once I had painted the backing color, I traced the letters onto there. And then I just painted them, and I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. And I made a little sign for down here. I noticed too in a lot of pictures of old general stores, old buildings, that they'll have a smaller sign down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.